Should you buy a Galaxy Note 5 in 2017? That video is coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. And should you buy a Samsung Galaxy Note 5 in the year of 2017? With the Galaxy Note 8 arising and coming soon, everybody is anxiously awaiting that who's a Note fan. But some of you might be like, I'm not buying the Note 8 as soon as it comes out. I'm waiting for that Note 5 to come down. And actually, the Note 5 has came down quite a bit here, and it's still a stellar smartphone here in 2017. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 points. I'm not going to share with you, all the specifications and all that. We can go on and on about all the features the Note 5 packs, but my experience up until now and if it's worth it. So let's get on with those points, guys. So let's talk about the durability of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. We're talking about glass on both the front and the rear. Actually, my favorite type of design is glass on the front and the rear, sandwiched with some 7000 series aluminum here around the edges. This is one of the most durable premium smartphones I've ever seen, and there's actually a video on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure the name of the video, but somebody dropped the Note 5 out of an airplane and it survived. So like I say, it can crack on the back, but overall this phone has felt extremely durable. It feels extremely premium and extremely high grade. And even here in 2017, even though the Galaxy S8 is a better looking phone here than the Note 5 in my personal opinion, the Note 5 still holds its own. If you hold this next to an S8, it still feels just as premium, even though you can find this guy for about 250 to 400 bucks depending on where you look. So durability is a 10 out of 10 here for the Note 5 for me. Now the display does scratch a little bit if you don't put a screen protector on it from time to time, and this back glass can scratch a little bit too if you don't have this covered as well. So it's really hard to see though. You really have to be looking, but overall it still looks stellar after using this for well over a year. Galaxy Note 5 is great in durability. But last section about durability will go hand in hand here with the feel and hand section of the Galaxy Note 5. Now I want to say that this is a premium, yet it does feel a little bit sharp in the hand. So what I mean is in the corners of the smartphone, it kind of digs into your palm a little bit, sharp corners a little bit here on the Note 5. So it does stab your hand palm just a little bit. It doesn't hurt or nothing like that, but I do want to mention it's not the smoothest in the palm here, but it is a little bit of a squarish phone. So feel and hand is very square. It's a very big phablet style device, and the pen is actually very useful here on the Note 5, making this a really good smartphone for that aspect. But just talking about feel in hand, I think for most people it's going to feel very premium, but not the most comfortable to hold. It is a big smartphone. If you have smaller hands, it's going to be a huge smartphone, but Samsung makes up for that for the triple click to go to the one hand mode here in Android Nougat here. So overall feel in hand, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I'm taking 1 point off for being a really large smartphone and a little bit, a little bit sharp in the corners here for the Note 5, but a case will easily rectify that. But overall feel in hand is pretty great. Now, in terms of the display on this device, this is a 2560 by 1440p 2K panel here on the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. You can see you can also change the resolution here on the Android Nougat update to 1080p or 720p. But let me tell you, this Quad HD AMOLED display on the Note 5 before the S8 was the best display I've ever seen on any Samsung smartphone. And holding this next to an S8, it's still right up there with it. So if you're buying this phone here in 2017, just know that you are getting one incredible display and definitely easily beating anything that Apple has to offer right now, even though this is a 2-year-old smartphone here in the Galaxy Note 5. So display, I'm giving it a solid 10 out of 10 here for the Note 5. Now the software experience is the updated Android Nougat, and it does bring like white menus now, so it's a little bit cleaner looking to me rather than the older blue menus that Samsung used to have in TouchWiz. Some people may have liked that, but it really has got cleaned up here. The icons are now more uniform, as in they're more oval here across the board, so they all kind of look the same size, which makes this a cleaner experience, a little bit more polished here for the Note 5 on Android Nougat. And other than that, it's basically the TouchWiz we've come to know on Samsung with the full of everything you could ever ask for in features here on the Note 5. And the Note 5 gives you the advantage of the S Pen in this software with extra features. So in the Nougat update, when I pull out the S Pen here, you do have the ability to curve these around, and there's a little bit more features here than when I first got the Note 5 here. So that's nice to see there. Instead of having an Edge on the Note series, you do have the S Pen, but I do think that the Note 8 is going to bring some Edge features along with it. But overall, software experience, basically all the features in the kitchen sink, and even here in 2017, you'll be hard pressed to find a phone that has this many features as the Note 5. Since we're talking about software with the Note 5, what about that performance? Well, all Note 5s came with the Exynos chipset. I'm not sure if there's any that came with a Snapdragon series, and I can tell you this is one of the best performing Samsung phones I have ever used, and that's saying something because a lot of Samsungs in the past used to be a little bit slow. Shout out to the Pewds. You seen PewDiePie right there in the video, but anyway, it's a very, very fast phone here in the Note 5. It does have that typical TouchWiz glitch from time to time, but overall, using this and using some of the fastest phones on the market, I could tell you this is up there with those. And it is an Exynos 7420 CPU here on the Note 5, clocked in at 2.1 gigahertz. That's an octa-core CPU. So overall, even in 2017, this is top of the line performance here on the Note 5. And yeah, some of the newer Snapdragon 835 CPUs, maybe the OnePlus 3T, are a little bit faster than this phone, but this phone is still a rocket in everyday use. So since we were talking about performance on the Note 5, what about the multitasking? And this is one area where the Note 5 actually still does pretty well here. Now, from time to time, it will close out apps in the background, but just rest assured, if you're getting a Note 5, it's one of the better multitasking smartphones of Android. I'm not going to say it's better than some of the cleaner stock UI Android phones like the OnePlus 3T or the Google Pixel, but it's still a very good multitasker overall in my experience. Plus, you have the features where you can like shrink the application down to a little bubble, making it a really nice productivity-based phone. So if any of you do follow the channel consistently, you know that I am not the biggest gamer in the world, but once again, here is where the Note 5 shines still here in 2017. The gaming performance on here is one of the better for Android phones, especially if you're looking for an older used Android phone and you want to do some good gaming. You're going to be able to do it here for the Note 5 without any problems whatsoever. So I would recommend this phone if you're a gamer because it's one of the better Android phones for that. Plus it has a very nice display which complements gaming very well. Now, in terms of the phone call quality, it has been kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes the Note 5 is really good in terms of the phone call. Sometimes I have problems with the service. Now, I'm not saying that's not my phone service, but I do think it's the Note 5 in general. Just sometimes it has trouble hanging on to signal. But overall, it does sound very good from the earpiece, and callers say I sound extremely crispy coming from this microphone. So the Note 5 is surely not going to go ahead and disappoint you in the calling experience based on the experience I have had. So I think you're going to be fine in this regard as well. So one area of the Note 5 that actually has been extremely disappointing is the battery life. With the soldered in battery life, you can't take it out here, so you do have to rely on fast charging or battery packs. And the Note 5 is a type of phone that if you use it heavily, it's gonna drain. I mean, I get like 3 hours on screen time here with the Galaxy Note 5, so definitely not the best battery life phone. So if you're going ahead and picking up a Note 5, just know that you're gonna have decent battery life. It's still not horrible, but it's not up there with the top battery life phones I've ever seen. I think older Notes were a little bit better, like the Note 2, the Note 3, the Note 4. This one took a little bit of hit in battery life, and that's probably because it's pushing so much power in such a thin body with no removable battery. And Samsung has increased their game here in the battery life department with the newer phones that have like 3,500 milliamp hour batteries. And it's funny because the newer Note that they try to increase the battery life on, that was the cause of the explosion. Well, not the cause, but basically that's what was the problem, was the battery. So anyway, battery life is so-so here for the Note 5, but it does have the advantage of fast charging, so you're going to be good there. So what about that camera on the Note 5? 16 megapixel sensor here with a 5 megapixel sensor on the front. I've actually shot pretty much all my vlogs on the Note here, and nobody has ever said anything about the quality of this camera. Actually, in fact, people said this video looks very good. It's a very sharp video, and I've got great feedback on the vlogs that were shot on the Note here. So if you haven't seen my vlogs, they're basically iPhone battery tests I've done in the past, and I even shot the most recent one on the Note 5 as well. So this is an incredible smartphone camera here in the Note 5, and still highly recommended here in 2017. It actually can compete in great lighting with some DSLRs, entry-level DSLRs at that. But you know, it's one of the best smartphone cameras I have ever seen. So Note 5, definitely getting a solid 9 out of 10 on the camera. I'm just taking 1 point off because it doesn't have a zoom, and it doesn't have stuff like wide angle and that extra, you know, luxurious stuff you get. But overall, very strong smartphone camera experience, and you do get quick launch like that as well to launch the camera. So what are my conclusions with the Samsung Galaxy Note 5? In 2017, should you buy it? If you're looking for a used smartphone, this is one of the best I think you can buy right now at a low price point. I mean, the Galaxy Note 5, you just got to get over the fact that, you know, Samsung Galaxy Note 7 blew up. You got to have some trust in the Samsung lineup because this one never had an issue. And also, you just got to realize that you're not going to have expandable storage here. So go with the 64 gig edition. But I think anybody who buys this right now is going to absolutely love this smartphone. It is a great smartphone, even here in 2017, and surely will not disappoint. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, click the like button for me. Post your comments down below in the comments section of this video. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.